Guys, let me share with you the book launch I had in Utqiagvik. It took 13 years in the making to come up with a book about this town, a place called Utqiagvik, in paperback form. So I had to go back to where it all happened.
Miss Barrow, is where you hang your hat? Welcome home.
Cold winds from the Beauport Sea swept over me as soon as I set foot again on the paved asphalt tarmac of Barrow Airport, or more specifically the Post Rogers Memorial Airport, as I hurried down the plane's air stairs to the airport terminal that resembles a medium-sized grocery store but decent enough for an airport in a small town. The place hasn't changed. It is still cold at any time of the day, with lots of snow on the shoulder roads. The roads themselves were carpeted in white, slick snow, some of which had already solidified into hard ice. I came back to Utqiagvik, this time not to work or live here again, but to have a book launch and signing for my most recent self-published book about this place. Speaking of self-publishing, this route is not that easy. Publishers will most likely reject book proposals. Dear Romeo, thank you for your submission. We are going to pass, as this title does not fit what we currently publish. But we appreciate your giving us the opportunity to review it, and we do hope you find the right home for your work. It happens to novices more often, and even more so to experienced book writers. Self-publishing entails a lot of expenses like transportation, airfare, editing, printing, ISBN, shipments, and other incidental expenses that you hope to recover. So you approach friends hoping to get a sale, the most that you can do, since it is the only platforms available to you. Some responded favorably, and I felt rewarded when they got my book. There's some kind of feeling that tells me I did it right. But there is only so much one can ask from friends. One is okay, two would be too much. Some ignored messages, while others just simply gave a thumbs up sign on Facebook, which simply meant nothing at all. Since I believe in what I have, I try hard to push the book to its full potential. I continue contacting friends, even acquaintances. I try looking for ways to get the book out in the market. Fortunately, I got orders from friends all over the United States, even before I could embark on my book launch, which was a good start. Some were generous enough to pay more than what the book costs, allowing me to have something to give back to those who needed help most. Coming out with this book was my way of expressing gratitude for the experiences and opportunities I had, while also preserving the uniqueness of the small town of North Slope Barrow, which had been home for about 8 years. Prior to the book launch, I created a short reel of Utqiagvik, formerly Barrow, that has generated some 10,000 plus views on Facebook so far. It shows what the town is and how both native Alaskans and the people who came from other places to work and stayed for a while, or perhaps permanently, can relate to what a place called Utqiagvik is all about. The momentous event began with an introduction to the book launch and signing by Director Teresa Williams of the Tuzzy Consortium Library. She later gave a short account of my experience working as a journalist in the Philippines. Superior Court Judge David Rogher shared some thoughts on my work ethics as the former court case manager. When it was my turn to speak, I discussed how I came into this small town in Alaska, the book genre, and the methods I use in explaining what Utqiagvik is about. This included essays, feature articles, journals, a number of news stories, poems, and some photographs I took throughout my 8-year stay. I also introduced the use of poems instead of the usual photo captions that go with the photographs. There are some photographs that I use in the book. So instead of using the normal photo caption, I lace it with the unrhymed Japanese haiku poem, the 575 syllable structure. So one of the photos that I use, you'll see a man walking on the frozen sea towards a typical Inupiat boat. And the poem goes this way. The sea is frozen, the horizon meets the sky, land merges with sea. The beach all white now, who says God walks on the sea? Man and Umiat too. The book is open-ended, except when I left Barrow, which can be construed as putting a closure to the book. No, it is still open-ended, so that other people can take off where I left and can continue to write anything about this place. The questions and answers that followed were interesting and lively, which had made me more confident in responding to them. Soon the audience had increased in size that nearly filled the library. After the video that I also presented, the crowd erupted with a round of applause. The attendance was so impressive that almost 80 books were sold out on that day, with some people buying more than one. A certain Miss Natalia bought 5. She said she'll bring it back to Columbia. And of course, my good friend Jen Brower got 3. She's really a nice friend to me ever since. People lined up to get their copy and also waited in the queue to have their book signed, no matter how long it took. A festive mood pervaded. Everyone seemed happy and were excited. Coffee, tea, soda, and cookies were available courtesy of the Friends of Tuzzy Library and Miss Debbie Dahl Edwardson and my daughter.
I think he's gonna be here till the 7th of May. May 7th.
The following day, staff from the hospital and the Barrow offices also took the remaining 30 or more books left with me. The impressive outcome only proves perseverance and determination pay. You only have to believe in yourself, which I exactly did. At this point, let me announce this book, A Place Called Utqiagvik, will also be available on Amazon. You go to a place, and then the place goes into you. Utqiagvik is one such place. Out of need or necessity, you just go and live there for a time. Soon, the place somehow lives in you. That's Utqiagvik, some 1,300 miles from the North Pole and 320 miles north of the Arctic Circle. For those who want a signed copy, please PM me on my Facebook Messenger. Anything you want to say, please do so at the comment section. I can only express my gratitude to everyone who helped make the book launch and signing of A Place Called Utqiagvik a huge success. Giving back some of the photographs I took is what I did. Thank you all. Good day and good night.